Hey, how you guys doing out there today? This is Stefan Jimenez from the Roto Beast team, and I'm here to present you our NBA picks for Tuesday, December 12th. If you're new to our channel, please make sure and click the subscribe button below. This way you can watch all of our NFL and NBA videos, and please make sure and click the like button on this video, and we really appreciate it. And hey, so let's get into it. We got 7 games. It's not a bad slate. It just things are really frustrating right now with all these injury news. We're getting these late scratches. I absolutely got crushed tonight on Fanduel and DraftKings. Fanduel I had Draymond and I had Cunningham both in my lineups. Cunningham was scratched literally 5 minutes before tip off. He was already announced in the starting lineup and everything. He decided that he couldn't play. Draymond, he was probable. When people are probable, you can usually feel pretty safe because usually 9 out of 10 times they're gonna play, and he was listed as probable, so I really liked him. He ended up getting scratched, so it absolutely crushed me on FanDuel. DraftKings, I was literally so close to taking down a GPP tonight. The lineup scored 309, and I took a 0 from Gallinari. I didn't hear anything all day about Gallinari not, feeling the best, or he was still a little hurt. They had a day off yesterday. He was coming off a big game, so I fully expected him to play today. It didn't work out. This is really frustrating. I feel like FanDuel and DraftKings should allow, late swap on the main slate. Obviously, they try to say that, oh, there's late swap slate, but that slate sucks. There's no good entries. Everybody wants to play the main slate where they have all the good entries. And for baseball this year, for football this year, they have the late swap, and I just don't understand why they don't have the late swap for NBA, which is a sport that actually really needs it. It's really frustrating, but hey, I mean, we can't, cry about something that we can't control. So let's just jump into this slate and see what we can dig into and find. First, we'll start with the Lakers going into New York to face the Knicks. This game has a really high implied total of 212.5. Knicks are projected to win by 3.5. This actually offends me a little bit because I feel, as a Lakers fan, we are better than the Knicks, and I feel we are going to beat the Knicks tomorrow. But hey, we'll see how it goes. Then we got the Wizards. Going into Brooklyn. This game has a 212 implied total. Washington favored by 3. Then we got the Nuggets going to Detroit. This game has a 208.5 total. Detroit's favored by 7. And then we got the Suns going into Sacramento to face the Kings. This game has a 209 implied total. Sacramento's favored by 4.5. And then, a game that I also like is Atlanta at Cleveland. This game doesn't have a total, so I don't really have, anything to give you at this moment. And also, this game is going to be a really good game. It's going to be a really, really up-tempo game. This game is actually one of my favorite games on the slate to target for fantasy value. The line's not out, but I'm expecting this to be a pretty high total. So there is a couple games that I really like on this slate that I'm going to be targeting. So let's just jump into the picks. Point guard. So they're saying John Wall has a chance to come back against Brooklyn, but he's looking a little bit more like he's not going to come back, even though he practiced in full. His price tag is down at 9.3. He's in a great matchup if he does come back against Brooklyn, but I mean, is he really going to play his full a lot of minutes? And we've already been getting burned by injuries. This is going to be after lock. If you hear something early in the day, it's a different story. But it is something to listen for. Then you got Schroeder. His price dropped a little bit. His last game, he only had to play 22 minutes because they blew out New York. But this guy's been very consistent this season. He's averaging 34 fantasy points a game. At his 7.9 price tag, you actually need about 38. Against Cleveland, they do struggle a little bit against the guards. He had this matchup earlier in the year, and he went off for 35 fantasy points. So I do like him in this spot. I mean, he is a solid play at point guard, which is kind of a shallow position. Then you got Alonzo Ball. I mean, he fills up the stat sheet. I mean, one day he has a monster game, the next day he has a dud. So, I mean, he's the ultimate GPP play. He's hit 50 multiple times this year, but then he's had these 10, 19, the duds as well. And if you get one of these at a 7.3 price tag, it's pretty much going to kill your night. So this is kind of a tough spot. for Lonzo just because I don't know. I mean, he's so up and down. I mean, like I said, so I just consider him an ultimate GPP play. But going against the Knicks, and I feel they should win this game. You definitely got to just think about him a little bit. Then we got Jeff Teague. I really like this guy going against Philadelphia tomorrow. His minutes have been up. That's what you really want to see. His minutes in the mid 30s for your player. His price tag is only 6,500. Very fair. One thing that's kind of tough about the Timberwolves is they have so many mouths to feed, and so sometimes some of the guys get left out. But for the most part, Teague's the point guard. He has the ball in his hands a lot, so he definitely can get you there. And I like him tomorrow going against Philadelphia. And we got Berea. Smith is going to be out. You really don't want to play Berea going against the Spurs. But he's going to get a little bit more minutes with Dennis Smith Jr. out. He in 22 minutes in this matchup earlier in the year, he put up 39 fantasy points. So this really kind of makes you got to be like, okay, he already did it once, and not saying he can do it again, but I mean I think he could definitely hit you, get you some value at this price tag. You need about 27. And I think he definitely has a shot tomorrow against the Spurs. Somebody's gonna have to score for them. And then lastly, Jamal Murray. This guy, he's good. I think he's a little bit sporadic. The minutes are up and down somewhat. It's kind of, you're like, kind of scared you. But he has upside. He's hit 40 a couple times this year. At his 5.2 price tag, you need only about 26. And that's what's appealing to me is I definitely think he can get you 26 fantasy points tomorrow. Against Detroit, Reggie Jackson isn't the best defender. It's just all about if he's going to get his minutes. I would like to see him at least in, the low 30s. So definitely take a look at him at his price tag. I mean, he's solid. Go to shooting guard. We got Bradley Beal going against Brooklyn. He's probably going to be chalk, and it's for good reason. Brooklyn, very up tempo team. For him to hit value, you need about 42.5. He could definitely get you there. He's got you at least 45 in 2 of the past 3. If John Wall does come back, it kind of hurts his usage rate a little bit. But I mean, he's a really good play against Brooklyn. Then we got Gary Harris. His price is down a little bit, 6,000. You need 30 for him to hit value. He had one down game and his price kind of dropped a little bit. But this guy's been very good. He's playing 20. He's averaging 28 fantasy points a game this season. He's playing massive minutes. Last game he played 44 minutes. And at a 6,000 price tag, all you need is 30. So I think he's a really solid play. One thing I will say that the only thing scary about Harris is he's going to be guarded by Avery Bradley, who's a really good defender. That could be another reason why his price is down a little bit. But the minutes are there, and I think that he'll definitely get some good opportunities. All right, Andrew Wiggins against Philadelphia. He's going to get guarded by J.J. Redick. We know J.J. Redick doesn't play defense. His price is down a little bit as well. For him to hit value, you need about 29. He's averaging 29 fantasy points a game this season. He's been very up and down, and the minutes are there. That's what you got to love about the Timberwolves starters is the minutes are there, but their production's up and down just because, there's a lot of really good players in their starting lineup. They all, kind of get theirs, and it takes away from each other. But Wiggins a solid play with the price down a little bit. Then we got Bazemore. Bazemore's solid. His minutes for the most part, he plays low 30 minutes. Last time he faced Cleveland, he didn't get nothing special. He only got you 22 fantasy points. At his price tag, you need about 27. That's actually what he's averaging on the season. If he would have scored a couple more points right here, he did fill up the stat sheet somewhat. He contributed in all the different categories. Then he would have had a little bit better game. I do like him in this spot against Cleveland. Cleveland, they do struggle against guards a little bit. And while I'm talking about that, I'm going to look on the other side of the ball. You got Dwayne Wade coming off the bench. He's really, doing very well in that role. He's had a couple of down games, but he's been pretty consistent overall this season. He's averaging 25 fantasy points a game. At a 5.3 price tag, you need pretty much 26. And last matchup against Atlanta, he played only 22 minutes, but he went off for 42 fantasy points. So you gotta like that. He already took advantage of this matchup one time this year. Move on to small forward. You got LeBron James. LeBron is LeBron. Monster price tag. On his price tag, you need um, about 63, 64. That's a lot to ask. Last time he was in this matchup, he got 58, so it was pretty respectable. You definitely gotta like that. He's averaging 55 fantasy points a game. He's probably a guy that a lot of people are gonna pay up for. I could definitely see that going against Atlanta, but the line's not out, so I want to see that before I kind of look at LeBron a little bit more. If it's projected to be a little bit closer scoring game, then I'm gonna like him a little bit more. If it's gonna projected to be a blowout, he will sit in the fourth quarter if it is a blowout. We've seen that before. So definitely just keep an eye out for the news, but you do gotta like LeBron, and then also too, Kevin Love was out last game. If Kevin Love comes back, um, then that's gonna doesn't really hurt LeBron. LeBron kind of does his things, but he has to pick up some slack with Kevin Love out and a little bit more scoring. So yeah, definitely take a look at LeBron. Butler, his price is up. 45 fantasy points, what you need for value. But the guy, he's getting back to his old days of what he was doing with the Bulls. He's averaging 37 fantasy points a game. He's been hot. He's scoring a lot. That's why I think Teague and Wiggins have kind of dipped down a little bit because Jimmy Butler's kind of taken over the role of the leader on the team. He's filling up the stat sheet. He's been playing very well. So definitely I like Jimmy Butler going against the 76ers. We got Otto Porter going against Brooklyn. The guy's coming off a big game, 55 fantasy points, almost 56. He's shown 50 upside, a couple times already this season. Overall, he's averaging 32 fantasy points a game, 7.4 price tag. You need about 36 from him. I like him against Brooklyn. I like targeting Brooklyn. So definitely, he's in play. Somebody you can take a look at. Just gonna mention him. They say this guy possibly is gonna be back tomorrow. He's gonna make his season debut. 7,000 is so cheap for Kawhi. 35 for value. If they say he's even gonna play low 30 minutes, I really like him at this price tag. I know it's his first game back, but you gotta take advantage of the low price tag. Yeah, but if they only say he's gonna play 20 something minutes, then you kind of look away. It's a little bit more expensive. What's the challenge? He's just cheap. He's cheap. He gets minutes. Last game, 33 fantasy points at a 4.4 price tag. You would love, 33. Even I would just take 25. Put him in cash games, let him get 25, and you would be happy with that. Going against Detroit. He's going to be kind of going against Stanley Johnson, who's, he's not the best defender. Chandler, he's also been playing a little bit at the 4. So I'll be betting against Tobias Harris a little bit. But yeah, no, I just like his price tag. It's inexpensive. He's not really like, I'm not gonna say he's consistent where he gets crazy stuff. But you don't need too much for the 4.4. All you need, is about 22. Move on to power forward. Ben Simmons, 10,000. You need 50 for value. He's got you 50 once in the past 5 games, but he's got close a couple times. I will give him that. If Embiid is in the lineup, I think it takes a little bit away from Simmons. But if Embiid is out again, then I do like him a little bit more. But he can go off any night. The guy's been having a great season. The rookie, once he starts scoring consistently, he's going to be very exciting. Definitely take a look at him. Then you got Porzingis. Love big men against my Lakers. He's playing a lot of minutes. That's what you got to really like. He's filling up the stat sheet. At his price tag, though, that's the one thing. The price tag is a little bit scary. For his price tag, you're going to need about 47 for him to hit value. He's averaging 41 again this season. But, going against the Lakers, up-tempo game, definitely take, and they're favored too, which surprises me. I like him. I think between him and Simmons, it's a tough call. That one, I would have to kind of look at a little bit more. But both of them are right there. Both of them are really, really good plays. Then we're going to go with a little bit on the lower end. I like those couple high-end guys, and I like going on the lower end a little bit. So I'll start with Gibson. Talked about Minnesota's coach. He loves playing the massive minutes. Gibson has upside. He's hit 40 a couple times already this season. 76ers, especially if Embiid's out, then They're going to dominate size-wise. But if Embiid's in there, then it's a little bit more tougher. But his price tag hasn't moved. For him to have value, you need about 26. He's averaging 26 fantasy points a game. So if you're just looking for consistency to get away from a position and have somebody get you value, get you very close, I'm looking at Gibson, Markieff Morris. He's starting to pick it up a little bit. He's been scoring a little bit more. He's getting back in the game form. He's playing, for a little bit, for somewhat getting, in the low 30s, high 20s. He's not back to playing 35 minutes a game. But I like him. I like him in this matchup. I definitely think he's a solid play going against Brooklyn in the up-tempo game. So definitely take a look at Morris. I think he's a little bit more of a GPP play because I would prefer Gibson and I also prefer Fareed. This guy's been playing very well. He's been starting. He's getting solid minutes. He's filling up the stat sheet, getting double doubles. What we know, what he does. He's been very good since Jokic went out and Millsap been out. They're a little bit short on big guys, so like I said, he's getting more run. He's filling up the stat sheet, getting blocks, getting rebounds. Occasionally, get you 20-point games would end up being monster games. I mean, at his price tag, you need 27. I definitely think he has a chance to get there. He's a really good play. We'll move on to center, finish it off. If Embiid's back, I don't really love this matchup against Towns. Towns is a big body. I think could give him a little bit of trouble. His price tag's a little bit high. You need about 54 for him to hit value. He could definitely get there, but I think he is a little bit more of a GPP play tomorrow. But he definitely is in play, especially after he had a 93-point game. Everybody's gonna always want to try to force him in. So he's solid. Towns, this is a guy I really like. If Embiid is not in the lineup, I think he's in a great matchup. If Embiid's in there, he's still in play, don't get me wrong. But one of them will probably end up getting in foul trouble. I don't really like going with two good big men going against each other because that's usually what happens. But Towns, I mean, he's been picking up the scoring a little bit more. He has back-to-back 50 fantasy point games, 9.7 price tag. You need about 48, 49. Definitely, I like Embiid. I like Karl Anthony Towns. And, like I said, if Embiid's out, I like him even more. Then we got Drummond going against the Wizards, who are undersized without no Jokic. Drummond, he's been playing very well. The past couple games, he's had a couple tough matchups, so he hasn't had the monster games. But before that, he's been very good. 59, 42, 53, 56, 70. The upside's there. 9.2 price tag, you need 46. Going against the Nets, who are a smaller team, I like them. The Nets are kind of a little bit faster paced too, so this game will be a little bit more up tempo for him. So definitely take a look at him. Then we got Gortat against Brooklyn. I really like Gortat in this matchup. One thing that kind of I don't like about Gortat is the minutes have actually been down a little bit. He's only playing 23, 24 minutes a game compared to earlier in the season. He was in the low 30s, but he's still doing fairly well. 40. He had a 42-point game against Detroit. 23 against Utah, 28, 19, and 24. I mean, as price tag, you will definitely take these. For him to have value, you need 23, and I think it's very fair. His price tag, I like Gortat tomorrow going against the Nets. And the last guy I'm going to quickly mention, Brook Lopez. Brook Lopez, I know it's an ugly name, but he's cheap. He has upside. He showed us 40 a couple times this year. He's going to be going against Cantor, who is a offensive player. He's not a defensive player. One thing I don't like about Brook is his minutes have been down, but I think he's a solid, cheap, GPP fire on the cheaper end of centers. In this price range, I probably would definitely rather go with Gortat. So that's kind of where I'm at. It's tough. I mean, I like a lot of Minnesota guys. I'm probably gonna go with Teague right there. I like. What do we? Probably have to go with. I like Bill. going against Brooklyn. Small forward, Jimmy Butler. Power forward. Gibson. And round it out. We can go cheap. We can go something like that. I think that's the solid core. You still have 6,500 to kind of get some other good guys. You can kind of even it out a little bit more. Point guard is the tricky position. That's the one. I'm not 100% sure which way to go. I think Teague's probably a cash game lock. He's going to get you close to value going against Philadelphia in the up-tempo game. That's why, I like Minnesota because they're going against Philadelphia. It's going to be a fast-paced game. We know their coach loves playing his starters massive minutes, especially in close games. And these guys, they've all been kind of handling businesses. And then, Gortat, he's cheap going against Brooklyn. Bradley Beal going against Brooklyn. Bradley Beal's the one. I like him more if Wall is out, but either way, I think he's in play. The price is a little bit elevated, though. So if you have any questions or you want to talk about somebody that, I didn't talk about, hit me with a comment below. I'll be back with our video for tomorrow. And, hey, let's get this money, all right? And hopefully we get this injury news earlier because I'm tired of this late injury news for NBA. It's pissing me off. But, hey, let's get it. Talk to you later. Bye.